Hello, you're tuning in the English News Bulletin on QPVN channel. I'm Nguyen, and now let me keep you up to date with the headlines. General Secretary Tholam holds talks with Malaysian Prime Minister. The 11th ASEAN Defense Ministers Meeting Plus held. Da Nang enhances service ecosystem to serve Indian tourists. On November the 21st, right after the official welcoming ceremony, General Secretary Tholam and Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim held talks. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim warmly welcomed General Secretary Tholam and his spouse, along with the high-ranking delegation of Vietnam on their official visit to Malaysia, shared his good sentiment towards President Ho Chi Minh, his admiration for the past heroic struggle for national independence of Vietnam, and his good impressions of the country and people during his previous visits to Vietnam. The host affirmed that Malaysia has always been supporting Vietnam since the early days of renewal, its participation in ASEAN, as was during the current development process. General Secretary Tholam expressed his pleasure in visiting Malaysia again and thanked the Malaysian government and people for the warm reception, as was the host's special sentiment for President Ho Chi Minh. The guest emphasized that the visit contributed significantly to strengthening the friendly relations and mutual understanding, opening up great opportunities for cooperation, deepening the cooperation between the two countries to a new level for the benefits of the two peoples, for peace, cooperation, and development in the region and the world. During his official visit to the Dominican Republic on the afternoon of November 20th local time in the capital city of Santo Domingo, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính met with the General Secretary of the Left Unity Movement Party, Miguel Mejia, who is also the Minister for Regional Integration Policy of the Government of the Dominican Republic. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính conveyed General Secretary Tholam's greetings to General Secretary Miguel Mejia and emphasized the valuable solidarity and support from the Left Unity Movement Party and the people of the Dominican Republic during Vietnam's national liberation and development. He encouraged continued support for strengthening bilateral relations. General Secretary and Minister Miguel Mejia expressed a desire for both parties to exchange experiences, especially regarding Vietnam's development and international integration. He also confirmed plans to promote business ties, exploring cooperation in areas like telecommunications, construction materials, energy, oil and gas, IT, electric vehicles, and tourism to boost the effectiveness of bilateral cooperation in the future. On the morning of November 21st in Vientiane, Laos, the 11th ASEAN Defense Ministers Meeting Plus, or ADMM Plus for short, was held under the chair of General Chansakmon Chanyalath, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of National Defense of Laos. Minister Phan Van Giang, leading a high-ranking delegation of the Ministry of National Defense of Vietnam, attended the event. The theme Together for Peace, Security and Resilience proposed by Laos as ASEAN Chair 2024 has demonstrated the common aspirations as was the commitment of shared responsibility for a peaceful, stable and developed region. In his opening remarks, General Chansakmon Chanyalath stated that the regional situation is witnessing complicated developments, yet ASEAN is well maintaining its central role, being a bridge for practical cooperation between member countries and partners. The ASEAN chair also said thanks to member states and partners for their support for Laos during successful to fulfill the chairmanship and hoped that ADMM Plus countries would share more about their views on effectively promoting defense cooperation during the meeting, contributing to peace, security and prosperity in the region and the world. At the 11th ADMM Plus, General Phan Van Giang, Minister of National Defense, delivered an important speech themed Responsible Defense Leaders Work Together for Peace, Security and Self-Reliance of the Region and the World. His speech received high appreciation of the delegates attending the conference. General Phan Van Giang emphasized that the world faces epochal change. 2024 is almost over, yet the world is still witnessing increasingly frequent manifestations of separation, division, and even confrontation, which have been hindering the effective operation of many multilateral mechanisms, including the ADMM+. In addition, non-traditional security issues continue to evolve in a complex manner, affecting each country as well as the peace, stability, and development in the region and the world. Defense cooperation within ADMM+ has been continuously expanded and developed, achieving positive results in all 7 areas, becoming a typical model of multilateral defense cooperation, attracting increasing attention from many countries and international organizations around the world. This success reflects ASEAN's spirit of self-reliance, along with the active and responsible participation of dialogue partner countries. Faced with emerging challenges, ASEAN members have cooperated and joined actions for the common goal of peace, stability, conflict resolution, and enhanced self-reliance in the face of geopolitical fluctuations. On that journey, ASEAN has received valuable support from the member countries. In a speech, General Phan Van Giang emphasized that defense cooperation between ASEAN and its partners needs to be linked to ASEAN's strategic orientation, especially the ASEAN Community Vision 2045. He mentioned promoting ASEAN's central role, leadership, and strategic autonomy, and respecting ASEAN's fundamental principles and core values, which are cooperation for peace, stability, and common development. He also called on following international law and the UN Charter in all countries, resolving disputes and disagreements by peaceful means, strengthening solidarity, sincerity, and trust among member countries, promoting dialogue and eliminating confrontation, so that ADMM+ is always a bridge and a destination for dialogue and cooperation for all parties. Partners need to respect ASEAN's central role and principles when conducting cooperation activities in the region. Regarding the East Sea or South China Sea international issue, Vietnam emphasized the need to fully and effectively implement the DOC, facilitating the negotiation of a quality, effective, substantive COC in accordance with international law, especially the 1982 UN clause. Partners should support ASEAN's stance on East Sea issue and ASEAN's efforts to build peace, stability, cooperation, and sustainable development in East Sea. General Phan Van Giang affirmed that Vietnam consistently implements a foreign policy of independence, self-reliance, peace, cooperation and development, multilateralization and diversification of relations. Vietnam is a friend, a reliable partner, and an active and responsible member of the international community and firmly adheres to the Four No's defense policy. With the tradition of peace and harmony, Vietnam commits itself to actively and effectively contributing to the common efforts of ADMM+ to build a peaceful and developed world. General Phan Van Giang respectfully invited defense leaders, military leaders, and defense industry enterprises from ASEAN countries and dialogue partner countries to visit and attend the second Vietnam International Defense Exhibition. On the morning of November the 21st in the Philippines, Senior Lieutenant General Nguyễn Văn Nghĩa, Deputy Chief of the General Staff of the Vietnam People's Army, attended and delivered a speech at the 25th ASEAN Chiefs of Army multilateral meeting. In his remarks, Senior Lieutenant General Nguyễn Văn Nghĩa emphasized the importance of strengthening partnerships, fostering friendships, and enhancing practical cooperation among ASEAN armies to maintain regional stability. He called for continued respect for ASEAN's fundamental principles, core values, and central role, while reinforcing unity among member states in military and defense cooperation. He also highlighted the need for greater information sharing on mutual concerns via appropriate communication channels and urged more substantive joint actions, including increased exchanges and collaborative activities at all levels. These efforts aim to exchange expertise, share resources, and improve coordination, particularly in humanitarian assistance, disaster relief, and addressing natural disasters, epidemics, climate change, and environmental issues.
Coming up next, Vietnam re-elected to UN International Trade Law Commission. Da Nang enhances service ecosystem to serve Indian tourists. Recently, at the United Nations headquarters in New York, Vietnam was re-elected as a member of the UN Commission on International Trade Law, or UN CITRAL for short, for the 2025-2031 term, securing an impressive 175 out of 183 votes.
This marks the second time Vietnam has been elected to UN CITRAL, following its initial term of 2019-2025. The re-election highlights the recognition and high regard of UN member states and the international community for Vietnam's active and constructive contributions. The overwhelming support also reflects on the country's rising international status and reputation, as well as the result of its efforts in fostering and strengthening friendly and cooperative relations with UN member nations in recent years. As a member of the UN CITRAL, Vietnam will, over the next 5 years, continue to participate directly in negotiations and the early stages of shaping international trade law. This includes drafting model laws, guidelines, regulations on commercial dispute resolution, investor-state disputes, and rules governing emerging trade methods. Vietnam aims to ensure these rules align with its priorities and interests while harmonizing with the broader interest of the international community, particularly developing countries.
Da Nang has become a favorite destination for Indian tourists. With the introduction of direct flights, the number of Indian visitors to Da Nang is expected to grow rapidly in the near future. As a result, the city's tourism sector is working to create a service ecosystem that meets the demand and taste of this enormous international market.
In the first 3 quarters of this year, about 140,000 Indian tourists traveled to Da Nang. Vietjet Air's direct Da Nang-Ahmedabad route, which was launched at the end of October 2024, has further made it possible for the city to establish a closer connection with the Indian market.
We promote a lots of good property over here. I can just see numbers of properties where is a 5-star, and we get the luxury with beauties. We have mountains, we have hills, we have seashores. So everything is there. So Indian travelers love to come to Da Nang and explore the cities.
In the past few years, Da Nang has seen a fast growth in the number of services available to Indian tourists. The city's tourism sector has provided training, workshops, and marketing campaigns to promote halal-certified hotels and restaurants, as well as Indian food.
Mostly we receive the booking from India like 100 packs or 200 packs with the lunch and dinner, gala dinner together. Many Indian cultures, different way of they have the eating the breakfast. So we prepare for the vegetarian foods, and also for the Indian cuisine, we also prepare for the breakfast.
We have a staff from Indian chefs that operate at many 5-star hotels and restaurants. In addition, we have developed training programs led by Indian experts and officials from resorts around Vietnam who come to Da Nang to engage in workshops and specialized training sessions on services for Indian guests. Despite having tourism services that cater to the taste of Indian travelers, Indian tourists account for only about 4.5% of international arrivals in Da Nang. As a result, the city's tourism sector is working to diversify its products and services while also promoting the launch of additional direct flights connecting Da Nang to major cities such as Mumbai and New Delhi in order to attract this market.
And that's all for now. Remember, you can always watch news again at QPVN.vn. Now, thank you for watching and hope to see you next time.